Hey there, fighters against the void, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Eldritch Guards. Episode 71, Stem the Tide. Alright, as promised, tomorrow... Why, of course! Who could have seen that coming? Alright, so they have 4 triple launchers. They're sieging. So sieges are, like, not very effective against us because we're mostly underground. But I do have some infrastructure above ground, or actually a considerable amount of it. So it's not like I want them to be bombing me. Let's go ahead and draw some flesh beasts at them. And then opening up a valid path for them to get burned to death. This is a valid path into the base now. So if they do assault, they get to run through a fire maze. Yes. Sounds good to me. Wait, where is your siege site gonna be? I think because I have a... Oh, yeah, that's funny. Because I have a door here, they zoned in here and had to go all the way around. Now, I also have mortars of my own that I could use against them, but I figure I would just rather mess with them this way. If I'm lucky, the people with the triple launchers are going to fire on the flesh beast that up from the ground here, and they'll, like, kill each other, essentially. I'm also, not to go back on any promises, going to provoke the void. So that was Sea Panda with Ink, Swanky, Skyra, and let's do red. Just the people standing right there. Is that a pink Edekin? Yeah. Alright, that's pretty much what I wanted to have happen. They nuked themselves. Tequila Jane. Grab the Molotov. And let's light the candle. Alright, and we have also provoked the void. So there's a lot of stuff happening right now. Mechs. To the work group. And I think what would be really effective here is if I release some war urchins and just, like, tied up the Edekin going... Oh, but I don't want you walking that way. Shoot. Well, oh well. The other thing that someone mentioned, but I forget who, so apologies for that, is storing steel here so that I can rearm the War Queen easily. So the steel that I have on this shelf is going to be critical, and then this one will be important. I'd rather have steel for my crafting room than steel for in here. Yeah, these war urchins are not really behaving, but that's fine. The other worry that I have is, so those that are left, this one has a triple launcher? Is that right? No, they used it. This one has a triple launcher. Okay. So Wakat there. Because the worry that I have is, like, I don't want them to, you know, triple launch me. So Drea, what is up your butt? Dead people? Okay, yeah. Dead people is up your butt. That's totally wrong in context. We're out of context. No, don't do that! Don't do that! Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Well, it's still unroofed and inside, technically. And there's no valid path in other than to continue in the maze, but I was worried about that and it happened anyway. Oh well. I guess urchins are not always useful. Alright, so Zaleb, I do not want you to fire at will. I don't want you to launch a giant nuke. And they're now fleeing. Easy peasy. Okay, there's ambient heat problems happening though, where the other half is catching fire. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that go. I think trying to fight that fire is gonna get us really burned. So what I could try to do is to have the mechs do it, but I don't think the mechs are going to be able to do it fast enough to have the base not go up a blaze, you know, the northern maze not go up in blaze. Mikas, hold here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, forget it. That's a non-starter. Get out of there. Ink, get out of there. The hay stockpile location is fine. It's like frozen, it will be frozen soon, so that's not so much an issue. Some funny noises. So we did, so the only worry I have is we did provoke the void, and we no longer have a fire maze, because it just got set ablaze, so I'm slightly worried about that, but there's not much I could do other than to wait for the fire to go out, because putting the fire out is... we would need a lot of paramedic bots, I'll put it that way. Alright, I have no idea if any of these guys are any good recruit-wise, but I'm probably fine leaving them as is. Once the ambient temperature goes out, I'll get flooring that back up. So there's a bit of a time sensitivity here. But with enough people working, we'll have it floored. The eclipse isn't ominous at all? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know yet. Yeah, all the mechs are at 100%. One's a little damaged, but not a big deal. I also mentioned that I wanted to continue hunting a little bit, because we are somewhat low on meat. Well, not that low on meat, but I'd like to stockpile, because it's very easy for us to lose access to the outside. And then before I forget, the behind the walls is no longer include that spot. Because that's like kind of not a safe spot for anyone to be at. under most circumstances. Alright, come on, builders. I'm gonna force Devil Eyes to actually do the marble walls. They're kind of the most important. And as long as there's some flammables on the ground, like, that's probably enough. We have enough of the fire maze rebuilt that, like, it will catch fire. Yeah, I see the missing wall piece here. It was not part of the home zone, so it got blown up. Oh, the other side is missing a whole lot too, yeah. Here and here. Triple launchers was very effective. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Well, I'm not sure what the threat is, right? Because we summoned, we provoked the void, but like nothing has come of that yet. Which I find very odd. Guess nothing to do but wait, be patient, and find out. Maze is all fixed up. Is the void afraid of me? Nah. It's just buying its time as like a tactic. A threatening tactic. The robots are all set. Let's try to counsel Drea. Get rid of that negative mood modifier for all the dead relatives. Or at least some of it. Oh, don't study basic. Okay. Nice. We got rid of that negative 14. We have the gestation processors ready to go in. And then we'll continue with the bionic legs. So, C-Panda and Mikas, I'm going to make you guys a priority. Power couple. And the best doctor besides you two is probably Skyra. So we have 3 more legs to go. I could always consider other bionics besides the legs, but legs are definitely, in my opinion, the most important. Having like a bionic eye is also pretty helpful for accuracy, but because of our super high quality weapons, the weapons themselves are really accurate, so the advantage of a bionic eye is lessened. Bionic heart would be pretty good too. Especially given that we have a lot of 50 and 60-year-olds, so that if they have, you know, heart conditions as a result of their advanced age, you know, they are not gonna be endangered of heart attacks or anything like that. If we did that, Mikas is rather old at 61. Red at 60. Skyr at 54. Those would be the obvious recipients, I'd say. Does spines help moving faster? No, they do not. I think people play with EPOE so often that they forget what bionic spines actually do. In vanilla RimWorld, all they do is remove negative modifiers to your spine, like bad back or spine damage. You always imagine Mika's in his 30s? Nope, he's an old man. Oh, another social fight. You want to try to flirt? Oh man, you really got beat up hard. Flirt was Swanky again? No, attempted to recently. Oh, 23% chance. And it was unsuccessful. Really? You shot a caribou that you were standing next to? Alright, genius. That was funny, like a dead caribou hit you. I am going to high priority haul for a bit, just so that we free up space for the butchery, because we're leaving a lot of dead animals out here that aren't being hauled in. I'd also say the void provocation, like, didn't work or something. It, like, bugged out, because nothing has happened. So unless it's something insidious, which we already have Metal Horror known, so it's, like, not Grey Flesh. I don't know why we would be waiting. I'm really confused. Oh, right. Uncontrolled mechs is a result of the band nodes going down from the solar flare. I mean, there's nothing for me to do about that, but solar flares don't last long enough for uncontrolled mechs, generally speaking, to go rogue. So it should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it's invisible raid? I have enough invisibility detectors that I would know by now if that was the case. So I'm assigning my my hauler lifter mechs to only work within the base, and that way they move the butchery stuff. And then I lifted the high priority hauling for the rest of the colonists, which would help keep the butchery cleared. I don't know if RimWorld 1. Well, actually, the only thing I would say about RimWorld 1.5 in terms of performance is that giant shambler swarms definitely do not perform well. That would be the only thing I really noticed with RimWorld 1.5 versus previous versions in terms of game performance. Is like, when you get 300 shamblers, you feel it. TJ, with an inspired creativity. You are our artist. I don't really have a lot of stone blocks for, like, nice art, though. I could try to get enough stone blocks for... I could do a bioferrite sculpture. That'd be a thing. What is the modifier on bioferrite for pretty, anyway? I think it's really bad. Beauty 25%? Yeah, that would be... There'd be no point in doing that. And then I'm left with, like, steel or wood. Wood has a neutral beauty, and steel, I think, has a neutral beauty as well. I could try to cut enough, sandstone in order to make a sandstone art sculpture, but there would be a lot of block cutting for only 10% beauty gain. So maybe I'll just do like a big wooden sculpture. I mean, I have a lot of wood. I have a lot of steel. I'll do steel because it's tougher than wood. So TJ, I'm believing in you. Don't fail me. I want nice, grand art. There's always the drill options for chunks. True. Yeah. The speed at which you get chunks is not going to help with a inspiration, though. It will be faster to haul chunks than it is to deep drill them. Also, if CPanda has chunk skip, that would speed things up, but CPanda does not. I don't think Ink does. Oh, no, Ink has chunk skip. Technically, I could chunk skip with Ink. I could have Ink just, like, meditate a bunch and just chunk skip over and over. That'd be pretty funny. Do you even have a place to meditate? Ah, you do. At 50%. What is your... just art? Oh, I could do better. Here. Meditate here. %. 26% better. Gentle Emu. A yeoman wants me to take care of 3 emu for 12 days. They are blood rotten, so they need medical treatment. Do I take care of 3 emu for 12 days that have blood rot? And I would be picking the honor as a reward here, probably. Most certainly, it's the other 2 aren't of much value. Zero chance for romance. Burn. Have you guys picked that? I'll give you 5 minutes on the clock. And then whenever Void Provocation is off cooldown, I will run it again. I am pretty certain it didn't work. Shred Mechanoid forever. That is friendly urchins. There we go. Oh, we finally got around to cutting down the grove of nasty trees. That's good. Most of the mechs have been hauled. Featherfall's bedroom's not nice yet, but we're working on it. And the bionic legs, we have 2 more to make. So red, you need 1. I'll get that. No, that's Fred. Honest mistake. We'll get that installed. And then Fraggles and Featherfall. Those are the only ones that need them now. Hey, the orbital trade beacon did finally get moved. So let's go ahead and make sure that that is the oldest installed one. So I've got One here that needs to move, and one here that needs to move. And then it should be fine. Oh no, I have some others. 1, 2... Oh no, yeah, I have one in the chem fuel basin that needs to move as well. Great! Zombie ambrosia. Because this is where all the zombies were. I dubbed this the zombie ambrosia field. The shambler, I should say. Alright, the orbital trade beacons are all gamed now, so that the enemies will land in the middle of nowhere and not be a threat to us. You guys say, don't bother. I'm going to call that a little early. Don't bother taking care of the emu. Copy that. Crash that quest. So void provocation's on a 10-hour cooldown, and we'll summon that in again. And hopefully this time I actually get some void enemies. I haven't pulled the Neutronium down to our stockpiles yet. I really ought to do that before it decays. That'd be a big old waste if I let it. Cataphract armor would be awesome, because we only have one left to unlock the ability to make cataphract armor. Problem is... well, I could part with some bioferrite. We have a lot of bioferrite, more than I probably need. So I'll part with some of the bioferrite. I'd be tempted to part, like, I love Hyperweave, but because it's not a renewable resource, it's hard to make things out of Hyperweave. Maybe I'll keep it, though. I feel bad about getting rid of it. Get rid of some of the Go Juice. That's enough to pay for it, I suppose. It's real expensive. I mean, it would be more economical. I'll sell some of the high cores. More economical if I went to an Ancient Danger, but I'm fine with just, like, buying it. So, Mikas, let's have you apply the tech print and see Panda haul in the Neutronium. Are the package survival meals rotting outside? Rotting would be a strong word. They are just sitting there, though, yes. Rotting is a strong word because package survival meals don't decay out quickly. They're 0.25 a day. They're designed to be out in the mess. Well, let's get this back online. Our research room, that is. And cataphract armor, here we come. Void provocation can be done again. You better believe I'm going to hit that. Can I sell the pack of survival meals? You know, maybe what I'll do is, I will sell them. Maybe instead of having to haul them, I will have 2 people just, like, run them up now. Also, very surprised that Featherfall... Oh, they're Duster's Force. That explains it. I was like, why have you not put on recon armor by now? But yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Sold. Definitely worth it. Just requires a little bit of extra micromanagement. In the morning, once everyone's up, I will provoke the void and hope that it actually arrives this time. Alright, here we go. Let's do double eyes. Fraggles, Drea, red. And Featherfall. Please take that off. Marauder, thank you for the resub. So did I miss a message that, like, the provocation failed? No, it didn't fail or anything. It went through, it just didn't work. Copy that. I guess hypothetically it could have been the situation where I already had Shamblers on the map tile, so like the void was already provoked. I don't know the full extent of like the way it's coded, but that would be my only theory. Or either that or like because I had hostiles on the map tile, it was waiting for the hostiles to clear and like didn't queue up or something. Because there used to be a problem with that, with boss queuing for mech bosses. So maybe it's something like that. I don't know. Something from below. A small circle of terrain has begun to shift and crack apart. Something is digging up towards the surface. Rhythmic pulsations shake the ground from underneath. Everybody stay inside. And we are ready. A flesh mass heart has emerged. This cancer-like creature will expand its living mass across the surface. The heart itself is invulnerable to normal weapons. Flesh mass nerve bundles will soon appear, attack them, and gather samples. To find a way to kill the heart. I've always wondered, can you... I know the flesh mass heart can sometimes get through, to get through doors, but to, like, wall it in. So I'm gonna try. Now we have enough, entity knowledge to awaken the monolith, but I'm not planning on it until we have more intel, as I said before. No, Devil Eyes. There's... Oh, right. I dropped that in a non-zonable area. Another thing I want to do is, over here, I'm going to make incendiary shells until I have 20. Nope, that's not 20. I've gotten the attention of some of the void entities. Yeah, let me go on red here. So I gotta be a little bit careful as I'm trying to like build the retaining wall to keep them from encroaching. Kinda wish backup came a little bit faster. That's okay. Devil Eyes is doing just fine. Alright, who is a really good builder in this groupage? Skyra, Fred. Okay, Fred. Continue working. So they overtook the door, but they aren't getting through here because of marble chunks that were dropped. So it's possible that they are held in that spot as a result. Now, wooden barriers are, like, not super effective because of the flammability problem of incendiary shells, but we'll see. We'll see if it works out. Okay. Then I am going to dump a chunk here. That should act as a... Actually, I'll do 3 chunks. As like a flash mass barrier. Corpses will work too, but I don't really want a corpse there. So let's dump this corpse elsewhere, because corpses can rot, whereas chunks can't. Oh, and of course, the other spot I put was like a tree. Try that again. I think this is pretty decent, like, makeshift, quick, anti-flesh mass wall. Time will tell if it's actually effective. Alright. Wow, look at that. So they have a nerve bundle here. And this shelf allows for incendiary shells, so yeah. You better believe that I'm just going to incendiary it. Oh, they might get through here, too. Although, it seems like all the sleeping bunnies are actually keeping them at bay, which is, like, hilarious. Okay, they did get through the wall. Got it. Yeah, they displaced the chunks and, and got through. Let's see if I can't cut them off. So the reason I don't want to prep a mech boss raid is the pathing for mech bosses to actually get here is non-existent. There's like a lot of... It won't work. Which is why I'm not going to bother. Because mech bosses need pathing to their targets, and if there's no pathing, they'll attack something else. And there's just not a situation with the flesh mass where it is that any mech boss is going to be able to actually find flesh mass targets, because they're just... It's so deeply embedded. Okay. So now, that should hold. And we're just waiting for... Oh, you know what? They punched through here. Got it. So there's some dreadmelds. Let's just kill off the dreadmelds before they become a bigger problem. And I can build another wall here. Alright, I do have one incendiary shell, so let's send it. Ink. With shooting of 0. Yeah, no, that's probably not a good idea. Sea Panda with a shooting of 17. You will send the first shell. The lower door might go poof too. Oh yeah, I just did. Oh wow, did it ever. The thing is, like, the flesh mass itself is blocking any like critters from getting out. So in a way it like walled itself in. See, Panda, I don't think that's what I queued you up to do. See, Panda was like, alright, so you want me to use the mortar, so I'm gonna go build a wooden wall. That's fine. As long as you're out here. Might as well finish. Oops, did you hit yourself with that? I don't think so. For a second it looked like Sea Panda was the one vomiting. Okay, so all the thread up here is dead, except for this one finger spike. And then we'll build this area up as well. Alright, those are unconscious, so they're fine. Cool. Thank you for tuning in to Eldritch Guards, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 5th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow guardsmen.